Hi everyone, this is Laura. Welcome to my channel. Today I have a mini album to share with you. Before I get to that, I just want to say hello to everyone. I hope you're all having a very blessed weekend. I hope you're out there enjoying yourselves, and if you are indoors, I hope you're having some crafty fun. Well, I hope you're able to make time for some crafty fun. I was home yesterday and today, so I did take advantage, and I'm working on a few other things. Plus, I finally finished my mini album. Yay! I think, considering my time schedule and considering I have not been home over the last week and a half, I think this may be the fastest I have ever done a mini album. So, before I get to that share, let me just remind you guys that Diemond Dies is now having all their new releases on sale. So if you want to go on over to the diemonddies.com channel and check out those amazing dies. And if you use my coupon code, thanks Laura, you will receive an additional 10% off all your purchases. All purchases $35 or more will receive free shipping, and I think that's an amazing thing to have nowadays because shipping can be quite costly to us all. Also, we have our new subscriber giveaway. Basically, if you have a friend who is not a subscriber of YouTube yet, and you go on over and tell her to leave a comment on the new subscriber video for YouTube for Diemond Dies, you and your friend, as long as she mentions your name in her comments, will be eligible for the giveaway. So you guys want to go on over. I don't want to give you too many details about that giveaway because I want you to go on over to the YouTube channel and check out that video and see what you guys can do about winning a giveaway. Also, we have our Make It with Diemond Dies monthly giveaway. It's almost the end of the month now, guys. So for all of you who have purchased your dies from Diemond Dies and you create a project using those dies and you post either a picture on the Diemond Dies Facebook page, or if you make a video and leave it in the comments for the YouTube channel for Diemond Dies, you will receive an entry for a giveaway. Yes, and that is just amazing. And every month they're giving away something else. So you want to go on over and get as many entries as you can. Plus, it's so cool to see and share your projects that you're making with Diemond Dies and share it with others on the Facebook page. It only takes a minute to take those pictures and load them up and set them on over. So if you guys are interested in another giveaway, this will be the greatest time to do it. And we have a few more days before the month is ending. And it's a nice, long, beautiful weekend. So go on over, share your projects, create something pretty, and you will be entered in that giveaway as well. So we have 2 giveaways that you can participate in for this month. We've already had others. And I'm also going to be doing a giveaway sometime next week. But that's a secret, and we'll get to that later. So, my mini album I made is using this particular die. This is the canning mason jar die. It is ginormous, guys. Definitely mini album worthy. It's 7 by almost 4.5. Yep, see that? It's a little under 4 inches. I mean 4.5 inches. So it is a really, really, really awesome size, as you will see with my mini album. I just love this. I did use middleweight chipboard, and let me tell you, I cut it out without a problem, which I loved about these dies. Cuts through chipboard. I also cut out of chipboard the little tiny mason jar. I know it's like canning mason jar. I always forget. I just call it a mason jar. But this little guy here cuts through chipboard just as nicely. So, and I also used this one along with many other Diemond Dies. I didn't want to take out all my Diemond Dies that I used because, quite honestly, I only used Diemond Die dies for my project. I try really hard not to use any other dies, even though I was tempted, just to showcase the dies for Diemond Dies. And yeah, this is my mini album. See if I can get it in frame here. I'm not even looking at the camera. For the, well, let me get my little wands first. For this particular project, I did use the Graphic 45 French Country paper stack. And guys, I have to tell you, other than the scraps that you see here, you know, I have a few scraps left. From this paper pad, I have 2 of the journal sheets that are left. One I actually used, another one out of this one. But this is all I have left, these 3 sheets of paper. I really went to town with this mini, and I used up this whole entire 8x8 paper pad. And I have, like I said, 3 sheets of paper, some tags and scraps. That's all I have left. I even used the back cover, the packaging, because this paper was so nice and strong, and I love the sunflowers, so I fussy cutted a lot of those sunflowers. I even used that because I ran out of the paper with the sunflowers, and I wanted some fillers. So yeah, so I used that paper stack. And the title of my mini album is My Memories Preserved. I did use a ribbon binding system, and this idea I got off of Cynthia the Scrappy Bookworm, and she has a tutorial on her channel for using ribbon binding. I did put the rings on it, but for some reason the album didn't lay as flat with the rings, and it was kind of annoying me a little bit, to be quite honest. So I decided to go with the ribbon binding. Plus, considering it has a country theme to it, I thought the ribbons, especially the one with the gingham prints, lend more to the country feel rather than those rings. So I just thought it would suit the mini album better. So let me start first by saying that there's on all these pages for my mini album, I don't know if you can see that, I have a metallic finish for all the lids. What I did was, and this is gonna sound confusing, hold on, I have the chipboard that I cut here so that you can understand. What I did was, first I cut the canning jars out of chipboard. I did it twice, and then over here, if you can see that line, it's automatically embossed with these deep lines here. I don't know if my camera's gonna pick it up. Let me get one that's really more prominent. Here we go. You see those little lines there? Well, what I did was I cut against the line, and I took the lids and I cut it off. I embossed it, or I colored it with my metallic Sharpie markers, and then I glued it back on. So if you see here, it adds a lot more dimension to my lids. See, that's really 3 pieces of chipboard. One of the lids that I cut out and pasted here, and then one that I pasted here. And then what I did with the rest of the chipboard is I just saved it for other projects. I can still use it and run it through my Big Shot. So that's what I did first. I cut out all the chipboard, I cut out all the papers, and then I cut the lids off. I cut them off with the scissors after I ran it through my Big Shots, and I embossed them all in metallic colors. I did silver, I did pewter, I did copper. And And Ancient Gold, I believe, was another one of the colors. Yep, Ancient Gold. All different embossing powders, American Crafts, Rangers, and I believe one was the Zing Metallic. Yeah. Then I added some of this trim on top. I also added some stickers, which I blacked ink black cardstock. This little metal piece here, that's by no, that's a Recollections one actually, and that's from this kit right here, and that's where that one was. I just took the foam stuff off of it. I blacked that up on black cardstock as well, and then I just fussy cut around the black cardstock, glued that down, and the words here that spell out preserves, that also came from the paper stack, and that was one of the alpha sheets. And what I did was I just glue that down to black cardstock as well. Over here I made this flower using the realistic rolls, only the large. There's two sets, there's a small die and a large die to create the roses. I only used the large one, and then I used my Diemond Dies Stamp Gang sprays and my shimmer sprays, and I colored in the flower. And unfortunately the camera's not picking up on all the shininess. And then this little tiny little rose was gifted to me by one of my scrappy friends, and I just colored that. It was in white. I colored that too, and then I glued that to the center of the flower. I added some eyelash trim. Over here I have a little bee charm. I don't know if you guys can see that, which I glued down there. And then this little daisy here, which to me looks like a little sunflower too. I also colored that using my Diemond Dies stamp sprays, Diemond Dies Gang stamp sprays, and my shimmer sprays. And I also ran my Fire Brick Red Distress ink over that as well. So that's the first page. And I really love the fact that with this ribbon binding, you can really open up your mini album and get a really it's not gapping or hard to turn the pages. It's just really, I'll be using that again. I really liked it. So for this page here, I used my Diemond Dies banner die. I used the smallest die, and I created these little banners out of yellow cardstock, and then I added the alphas to the paper stack. I have this beautiful sunflower paper back here, which I totally fell in love with. This is actually one of my favorite papers in the paper collection, which is why I wanted it to be my first page. I have these little sunflower resin pieces that I purchased over at eBay that I have as my little corners to the banner. I added some red ribbon. Here is where the photo would go. Below this, of course, I have the monarch butterfly, which is also from Diemond Dies. I cut that out in yellow and red cardstock, added some glimmer, and the top layer is black cardstock. Here's one of my sunflowers that I created using the sunflower die from Diemond Dies, and I also use the, I don't know if you can see the middle. It comes in 3 pieces, and the middle part is what really gives it that sunflower feel, because it has like all these little grooves of these tiny little flowers there, and I just added some stickles to that. Here I have a whole bunch of sunflowers, and that's also from the paper collection, and I just fussy cut them and I put them all on pop dots. And as you can see, you can either tuck in a photo here and it will fit, and just, you know, not bother to fill this out or put this on this page, or you can put the photo here and still add this little booklet that I made. And I also have a sunflower that I fussy cut there, and then I added a brad to the center of it, and this does open up for journaling or maybe for some teeny tiny little photos. And I did put some lines on this. This is just a piece of beige cardstock, and that tucks in back here. And I also added some leaves. I don't know if you can see that. And I just layered everything up. For this page here, I added to the top some of that eyelet trim and some ribbon, and I also created a charm. And I made this little charm with some beads that I had in my stash and some chains. And then I don't know if you can see the charms. I actually colored these with my Pro markers just to do something different, and I love the way that came out. I just thought that was pretty awesome. I don't know how well the camera's gonna pick it up, but the wings have like a yellow, green, gold to it. The legs have like a red and gold, and then the body, of course, is like a yellow with a little hint of green and blue. And the sunflower, I did the same treatment. And again, I don't know how well the camera's gonna pick up those colors. And then I have another little monarch butterfly. Again, I did some more fuss. I created a little pocket using my Martha Stewart punch. And here, I fussy cut some of these sunflowers, and I also added some glossy accents. And I don't know if you guys can see that to the center of the flowers. Here I have another little resin sunflower, and you're going to see this little resin sunflower throughout the whole mini. Back here, this little flower here, this is actually bead caps, guys, for making like stick pins and charms. And what I did was I just opened up the bead cap, took my little hammer, smushed it down, and then glued it down to create that little flower or pointed flower petal in the background. You Are Marvelous, that's an SNP company stamp set that I just recently purchased. And the mini die is a tiny teeny, the mini die, oh my goodness. This is what I used the smaller mason jar die for. I created a little album, and I did do, when I did my easel card tutorial, I showed how I do these too. And I just added some trim and some twine. I distressed it with some Tim Holtz distress inks, and I put a little bit of crochet trim. And the front of the jar has a little label that came from the paper stack, and then to that I added this crochet trim as well. And that just tucks in back there. On this page is a little bit more simpler. I just did a regular size photo mat, and I used the Diemond Dies scallop circles and the scallop circles and the regular circles for the photo mat. I added some ribbon, some lace, and some beaded trim to the top there. I don't know if you can see that. And then for the lids, I ran my black Sharpie marker after I embossed it with the pewter embossing powder, just to really show the grooves to the lids so that it can look very rustic. Around the scallop circles, I added some of my liquid pearls in silver, and it gave that little cute little beaded type of texture to it. I just love liquid pearls, and I did that all the way around. I have my little monarch butterfly, and to the center of this monarch butterfly, and this is also from Diemond Dies, I have a teeny tiny little resin flower, and then on top of that I also put a little flat back pearl. I thought that was kind of cute for the butterfly. Down here I created this flower, these flowers rather, using my mini must-have realistic rose, and also the regular size but the smaller of the two realistic rose. And that created those layers here. I used a little flat pack pearl center, and these two I made using my Fancy Flowers die set. And I also added some a crochet doily piece back there, and I also added some leaves I have this little metal piece, and then in the center I have this little sticker from the paper collection, and I believe it just says the joy of life. And I also have this ribbon, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce it in French. For this particular page, I did something a little different. First, I added this little clip, which I'm going to take off so I can remove the mini album. I created a mini in the mini, and what I did was I added a magnet to the back of this so the chain acts like a belly band. Let me just remove that out. So as you can see here, this is actually 2 lids from soda pop cans. Yeah, from the soda cans. I took 2 of these lids, I glued them down. I added the sunflower resin pieces that were in my stash, and I glued that down to them. And then I added these 2 little charms here. One says dream and the other one is a sunflower. Now these 2 I didn't color in because I wanted to keep with the silver theme. I have a little magnet here, and that magnet holds this little book, this little teeny tiny photo matte style book in place. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I woke up, my throat's so dry, and talking doesn't help. I added one of the labels to the Graphic 45 paper collection. I also matted the black cardstock. I added some flat back pearls, some stickles, and then here I have a little journal spot. To this journal spot I have the tiny teeny little mini must-have, the smallest of the butterflies, and I think they look just gorgeous like that. And I also added a little sticker here, again the joy of life. I also added a little sticker here on this photo mat, and the photo can be inserted behind this little banner, which I also created using my Diemond Dies, the smallest banner, and then I just extended it. I didn't cut it all the way, and this one says Mon Ami. Oh, I said I wasn't going to talk French, I'm sorry. So yeah, and this label also came from the paper collection. And then back here I created another flower using my Diemond Dies, and this time I decided to use the larger of the 2 mini must-have rosettes, and I also mixed that up with the fancy flowers, and I combined them together. And I hope the camera's picking that up. And then to the center of that I added again that little white flower with a little flat back pearl. I cut out some leaves, and then I added this label here, also from the paper collection, and I backed that on cardstock. And again, the little leaf I didn't, and the flower I didn't glue it down all the way, so you can tuck a photo underneath that. Then once the photos and the journaling are all in, you just slide the book back underneath the chain, and it automatically will lock into place because of the magnet. It will close, and that way I don't have to worry about my little mini album floating away off the page, because once it's there with the magnet, it's there. Then on the top I have this crochet trim, which I also added some stickles on top too, and these little resin flower pieces with the flat back centers that I also added. Over here I have some more trim, and that's some crochet lace trim and regular lace trim with some flat back pearls. I created another photo mat just using the Labels 1 nesting set by Diemond Dies, and I stamped out "Oh Happy Day," and this is a belly band. You can tuck a photo behind there. I have some flat back pearls, the monarch butterfly. I also have a little wooden recollections birdie there. Oh, I'm sorry, this one is from Prima. This one is one of the Prima birdies, and I can tell the difference because they're a lot bigger and a lot more detailed. And then I have a little dragonfly charm that I added there. Over here on this side, again, I have some lace in the background here and some lace over here on top of the underneath the jar lid rather. And then over here I just used the stickers from the paper collection, spelled out love, and I added some more flat back pearls in between each one of the letter tiles. This one here, I actually created a trifold, but before I get to that, I added again, I used my smaller of the mason jar dies from Diemond Dies. I added some fibers and trim to the top of this jar. Then I fussy cut this out of one of the papers and I put it on pop dots, and I added that little piece in the background and I distressed it. This is also paper and it looks like a little ribbon running around the jar. And then what I did with this one, I used another magnet. I created a trifold using the mason jars. How I did that, and I will show you guys in a tool. If you want to know how I did this, just leave it in the comments below and I'll be happy to share that with you guys. But basically I just folded a very large piece of white cardstock and I just traced it out, and then I was able to cut it. Now it's not exactly the shape of the die, but when I layered the cutouts that I also cut from the paper collection, it covers up all the little added imperfections, and of course distressing it with black soot really helps. So over here I have this little picture frame from the paper collection, which I have a little tag that kind of stuck to the and this just goes inside the picture frame so that you can put a photo on either side. And if you don't want to put a photo and you just want to journal on one side, and then just leave this pretty little sunflower there so that you can see that in the picture frame, you can do that as well. It's a little place for a photo, and I used the smallest of the alphas that came with the paper collection for this, and it says happy. Again, another place for a photo or a journal mat, and a journal spot, and again another photo mat. And I really love this color paper. I thought it was so pretty with the sunflowers and the turquoise and the reds and the golds and the greens. I'm telling you, I love this paper stack. I love this so much. And of course it has a magnet closure. I'm getting there, guys. I'm getting to the end. I know I was actually debating whether or not I should have shown the pages in several different videos, but then I opted not to. So for this one, again, I left it plain here. For these pages, I didn't want to really put a lot of lace and stuff on the lid because I did want you to see the dimension of the lids and what I did with the lids with the embossing powder and the black Sharpie. And it really does look like it's a lid that can be screwed on and screwed off. Here I have another one of the Diemond Dies monarch butterflies, and again I layered it with the mini must-have butterfly just to give it some more dimension, and I thought that came out really cute. And I also added one of the little white flowers and a little red flat back pearl to the center there. And I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see that on camera. I sure hope so, because my lighting is not that great today. Again, I have a little flower cluster here. This one I made using my Diemond Dies. This is a Diemond Die butterfly. These are wild orchid flowers. Wild orchid flower I had in my stash. I believe Jackie, who's Scrapping Latina, had gifted these little organza flowers with the rhinestone. I'm pretty sure. A sticker, some more. I used the tiniest of the Fancy Flowers die, and I added that little flower on top of that little teeny tiny sticker. Added some flat back pearls, some leaves, some eyelash trim, and this little sunflower resin piece. And this little pocket here, I covered it up with the papers from the collection, and I added some stickers. I also distressed it. This pocket was given to me in a rack by my friend Ronnie, Sue Scrapper. Thank you so much, Ronnie. I wanted you to see that I am using those things you sent me. And then we have also a little piece of cardstock paper that went so well with the background here. I didn't want to color it. I just wanted to leave it plain because it is like a creamy kind of beigey color, which is exactly what this is over here. I did distress the edges though with tea dye. And that's that page right there. And you have all this room for a photo. And again, I used another one of the cutouts that Ronnie has sent me, which was a file folder. To the top of this jar, I added some of this seam binding in red and black, which was sent to me by Dee in one of our packages, one of our DT packages rather, sorry. Here is where I cut out those flowers from the back cover of the paper stack that I showed you. I also fussy cut from this little border here, two little chicks. I don't know if you can see that there. And then this little sticker came from the collection, and two of the little Diemond Dies teeny tiny butterflies from the mini must-have. And I did not do anything to the inside of the file folder because I wanted to leave that for the person who uses this mini album to either display photos, photo and journaling, or just journaling, maybe about a photo over here, additional journaling, whatever they wanted to do. And again, I have one of the stickers on the tab of the cutout of the file folder cutout, and it says Mon Ami, and I covered it with the paper from the paper collection as well. And again, like I said, this is just a little border that I used there as an embellishment. And then on this page here, again, I added metal to flower. This is one of my metal pieces from my stash. It is, to me, it does appear like a sunflower. It looks a lot like a sunflower. And then what I did was, in yellow cardstock, I cut out some of those fancy flowers. I layered them, distressed them with black soot, and then I put a little flat back pearl to the center. And I did the same thing to the monarch butterfly, red cardstock, black cardstock, put some flat back pearls in different sizes to the center of the body. And both of these pearls are in gold, as are these teeny tiny ones here around this beautiful, beautiful little picture that I got from the paper collection as well. And this is one of the journal cards, and I just used it as an embellishment. I have some black seam binding here, and to that I added a little sunflower and some of these flat back pearls at the end, just to weigh down the seam binding so it doesn't crinkle up and roll up and move around all that much. And this is just 2 photo mats. It's a little flip, and I added some of the paper there. This is some red cardstock, and over here I have these gold embossed photo corners, and that was given to me by my sister. I have no idea where she got that from. And so that's that page right there. Oh, and to all the pages, guys, I did add eyelets, and that's made it so much easier for me to put the ribbon through. And for the last page, yay, we're getting to the end. Here I did something kind of interesting. First, let me take these out. I just, for this belly band, I just decided to do a few of the die cuts using Diemond Dies, and I did the mason jar as one of the photo mat and journal spots. I used the labels one nesting, also can be used for photo or journal spot. And then I took 2 of the cards. One I actually backed on cardstock, and to give it a little stability in case somebody wanted to put a photo there. And this one I just left by itself because again it has these beautiful sunflowers, and I didn't want to cover that up with cardstock. I just really, really love that image. And then over here on this side, more sunflowers and a journal spot. And that's basically what I themed my whole mini album. I just wanted to put as many sunflowers on each page as I possibly could without being too much, which I'm always too much, I know. So on this page here, I use one of the stickers from the sticker sheet to the paper collection. Then down here, to hold all these cutouts in place, I popped this one up on foam tape. And this foam tape was given to me by New Crafter Bev. And oh my gosh, she's such a lifesaver. The roll that she sent me was such a blessing, because I have been using the heck out of it. Beverly, if you're watching, thank you so much, sweetheart. She has sent me this big roll, and it has been my lifesaver so many times. And then I wanted to share with you this belly band. This belly band I actually created using the Labels 1 nesting die, and I took the second to the largest, I believe it was. I cut it out, and then what I did was I cut the label in half, and then I squished them together so that it wouldn't be this wide, it would just be this wide. I glued it together, and I cut that out of black cardstock. And I don't know if you can see how much smaller it is. This is the middle of it. It's this small because I cut it in half, and then I condensed them together. I squished them together, and then I glued them down. To that I added some burlap. I also added these circle alphas from the paper collection, some more fussy cutting of those sunflowers from the back cover, a little resin piece, a cameo, some twine and ribbon that I just kind of played with and glued down. And then I have that teeny tiny doily that I bought from Julie the Paper Bag Lady, and this is one of the teeny tiny doilies that she sells in her shop. And I also have here a little pearl resin heart piece, and then I added a little tiny white pearl to the center of that as well, and this came from my stash as well. And then the little cards just go right back in, and they don't fall down because I popped that up on some foam, some adhesive foam. And then the back cover, I will make a label when I decide what I'm going to do with this mini album. So guys, that's my mini album. I hope that you liked it, and I thank you for all of you who have stayed this long. I know this is an extra long video. I do apologize so much because there was just a lot to go over with this mini album. As always, I kind of overdo my videos and my projects, and I'm sorry. But for those of you that did stick by and watch it to the end, thank you so very, very, very much. Like I said, I will be having another challenge giveaway very soon, and I will be giving away one of these mason jar dies, so you want to stay tuned for that. It might be a secret hidden video, it might be something to do with mason jars, I don't know yet, but it's going to come very soon. So thank you all for watching. Again, please don't forget to visit the Diemond Dies YouTube channel, Facebook channel, and the website. Go on over to look over the specials they are having now with these newer dies, and certainly I encourage you to pick up one of these awesome mini album jar dies. I can't with every collection I have a favorite, and I have to say the mason jars for this release are my favorites. These and the cloud dies have to be my new favorites. I hope I don't eat those words, because then I go and say this other one's my favorite and that other one, and it's true, they all, I've become attached. I don't know how you can, but yeah, I become attached to them and I start falling in love, and then I use one to death, and then the other one, and then the other one, because I do love my circle dies. I love my nesting circle dies. So I hope you all have a blessed weekend. Like I said, sorry for so much chatter and sorry for the video being so long. I hope you're all having a blessed day. And if you do happen to purchase one of the mason jar dies, whether it be the large one and the small one, please message me, guys, and let me know, because I would love to go on over to your channel and see your wonderful creations as well. Thank you all for watching. Have a blessed day. Bye for now.